There are almost no words to describe how much I do not want to film this video right now. Hi guys, welcome back. I almost feel like saying welcome back isn't entirely appropriate just because based on my clickbaity ass sounding title, a lot of people who have never been to my channel before are probably gonna click on this video. However, this is not clickbait. After almost 2 years, I am no longer vegan. If you've already made it this far into the video, please do me a solid and just watch until the end. Any negative thoughts or assumptions you've already made by this point might be changed by the end of the video, so please just watch the entire thing. And let's be real, that goes for almost any YouTube video. Just give everyone the benefit of the doubt before you go attacking someone or making assumptions. Let me first start by saying that this is not an easy video to make. In fact, I didn't want to make a video at all, but it seemed like the best thing to do because I do still plan on posting to this channel. For that reason, and for many others, I have decided to disable commenting on this video. As someone who's been largely a part of the online vegan community for almost 2 years now, I've seen how necessarily mean and cruel people can be to each other in this community. And by no means are all vegans this way. That's not the point that I'm trying to make, because I've honestly seen the poor treatment of others from people in the vegan community and people outside of the vegan community who just don't understand veganism at all. I'm going into making this video with the intentions of being as honest as I can about my current situation, and then I'm also just trying to be as neutral about the topic as much as I can. I have many reasons for my decision, but I do not plan on listing all of those reasons here. I don't need to. I have nothing to prove to anyone except for my own happiness to myself, and right now I am happy. If you feel so inclined to have a real conversation about this with me, please send me a DM. Message me somewhere, find me on Instagram. I'm totally open to talking about this with individuals who are just curious or have questions, and they're coming from a more interested state rather than someone who's trying to accuse me of something or be negative or anything like that. So I'm not going to spend however many more minutes is left of this video trying to defend myself to the general public and risk being attacked online for no reason. Those type of comments don't accomplish anything. Neither you or me will leave a conversation like that with any sort of benefit. So again, I have disabled comments from this video. Now you're probably wondering, are you eating meat now? Are you vegetarian? So just to clarify, I am 100,000% vegetarian. I have absolutely no desire to eat meat ever again. However, that doesn't mean I'm just gonna start eating dairy and eggs all the time now. In fact, I probably still eat about 90 to 95% plant-based. Before I get deeper into this, I think it's important to understand that I went vegan overnight, cold turkey. One night I was eating buffalo wings and cheese fries, and the next morning I never touched an animal product again for almost 2 years. Not only that, but within weeks of starting my vegan journey, I began posting about my experience and documenting everything that I was doing and eating on Instagram and YouTube. Does this not sound like a horrible idea to you? Thinking about it now, it seems absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm honestly impressed that I lasted as long as I did. The night I decided to try being vegan the next morning, I pretty much did it on a dare from myself. I didn't know that after 1 week I would keep it up for so long. My parents were probably really confused. So next thing I know, I'm balls deep in a diet and a community and a lifestyle that I knew absolutely nothing about. Of course, I educated myself about a lot of these things after the fact, after I had made my decision to suddenly be vegan. Is this making sense? I found my reason for being vegan after already being vegan, which is like the complete opposite of what most people do, I'm sure. I didn't just watch a Netflix documentary about being vegan, about factory farms, and then just suddenly be scared of eating meat ever again. Though watching stuff like that certainly helped me stay on track with it, I'm sure, because in the 2 years I've obviously been exposed to the documentaries and research and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is maybe it was my fault for broadcasting my thoughts and feelings about veganism so soon on the internet for everyone to see. But at the same time, social media is what I love. I'm in school right now for nutrition, if you didn't already know, which being vegan inspired me to do and made me pursue a career in a field that helps people with eating and education and nutritional benefit and all that. So after I graduate, I have hopes of having my own online business someday and promoting healthy eating and recipes and doing all that. So I'm not just doing this for nothing. Seriously, just take a second to think about the type of person you were 2 years ago. Is it the same person that you are now? What about 5 years ago? In high school, in middle school? I hope at some point your answer to any of those questions is hell no, like I am not the same person that I was in middle school or in high school. For example, when I was 16, I was positive I was going to marry my high school boyfriend. And just thinking about that now absolutely repulses me. Also, when I was 18, I thought I would end up going to grad school in New York to pursue a higher level degree in theater and stage management. And now I'm 24, still in Delaware, and getting a second degree in nutrition. Like what? And 2 years ago, I went vegan overnight and then thought I was gonna stick with it for the rest of my life. Are you following me now? Things change, my dudes, and we adapt and life goes on. And who knows, in another 2 years, maybe I'll be vegan again and engaged to my high school boyfriend. Just kidding, someone please tie me up and throw me in solitary confinement if that ever happens. Anyway, I feel like everything I've been saying so far has been some sort of justification for my actions and the decision that I've made, and I feel like I don't really need to go down that road any further. There is just one last thing I want to say though, so maybe some of you will understand better or sympathize or empathize with me. Did I say those words right? I never pronounced them right. I know what they mean. I'm just bad at words and vocab and language, and that's why I'm not an English major anymore. What I want to say is that over the last few months especially, being vegan had honestly become kind of toxic for me, which is a little hard to explain. It wasn't the veganism itself. I'm still trying to dig through a lot of this, but I guess for like lack of a better term, it had more to do with emotional stuff and stress and anxiety that like personified in the way I was eating and the types of foods I was eating and how much I was eating. So I fell down a pretty dark hole of intense emotional eating. I don't want to like necessarily say binge eating because I'm not out here trying to like self-diagnose or anything, but like the worse I felt, the more restricted I felt on a vegan diet, and then just like the harder things got for me. I'm not sure if this is making like any bit of sense at all, but I am withholding a lot of information that I don't really want to share. But basically what I'm saying is that with a vegetarian label, I fucking hate labels, I feel better and I feel happier. The awful habit of emotional eating that I had somehow curated has improved like dramatically, and I feel so much better about it. Oh Lord, I need coffee. And I'm honestly like really sad that my current / past issues came to be in the form of eating and negative food habits and has prevented me from continuing on with being vegan. However, I 100% prefer that over any sort of alternative like falling into a deep depression or any other much like detrimental situation than just feeling the need to loosen up my diet a little bit and become more flexible with what I allow myself to eat. So with all that being said, no, I am no longer vegan. However, I am still mostly plant-based. All of the groceries that I buy are still vegan. If I'm going to a restaurant that has vegan options, I am more than likely going to get a vegan option, but there are times and places and situations in which I will not constrict myself, if that makes sense. Animal cruelty and factory farms and all the unfortunate changes that are happening in our environment due to eating meat in the dairy industry are still just as much as a concern for me as they were when I was vegan. It's still a huge issue that needs a lot of attention. From the beginning, I've always been the type of person to believe that any sort of change is a good change, and any little thing that you're doing to try and help the situation is good and is beneficial in some sort of way. For example, if you cut out meat a few times a week, that's helpful. If you're using reusable grocery bags and try to cut out plastic as much as possible and you're ethically sourcing and all of that, you are helping. If you are vegan, you are helping. And if you're vegetarian, you are also helping. So I think I'm gonna leave off right there. I've gotten most of my main points across that I wanted to say today. If I had the time and the energy, I could probably list off like 8 or 10 more reasons for not being vegan anymore, but I don't think that is fully necessary. I don't feel like I need to defend myself. My life is my life, and that's all that matters. And I think, like I mentioned before, I'm still digging into this, like all of the thoughts surrounding this choice are not fully processed yet. I'm still working through a bunch of it. So what next? What is my channel going to become? Because I said I was gonna keep uploading, and honestly, it's not gonna change that much. I still wanna post recipes, and I wanna talk about nutrition and what I eat in a day and my progress with school and all sorts of things like that that I've already been posting about for the past 2 years. I just won't be calling myself a vegan while doing it. And with that being said, my next video is not going to be like me having a giant mukbang with dairy products and eggs, so hopefully that's like not what you're expecting, because that's not gonna happen. Anyway, if you want to unsubscribe or unfollow me on Instagram or whatever, I understand. Like, I totes get it. You do you, because I'll still be here filming my dumb awkward self anyway. And yeah, I'll be changing my name, obviously. I have a couple of ideas in mind, so I'm gonna try and make that change before I upload my next video. And also, whatever name that I end up choosing will probably be the same name that I use for a new website slash blog that I'm working on making, which is gonna start out as a way to document my trip to Hawaii, because I will be there for the month of January. But it will eventually be like a full blown out website with recipes and other like life things, and will hopefully benefit me in the future with what I want to do with my career. But yeah, I'm going to Hawaii soon, like really soon. And I know I've said that on here a few times, but I'm like just kind of fully processing that in less than a month, I'll be on the other side of the country on an island. So obviously look out for posts and videos about that coming soon, because there's gonna be a lot of it. Well, I'm glad I could end this video on a somewhat positive note. Oh God, I'm sweating so much. Well, thank you for watching all the way until the end, if you are here, and I hope you're glad that you stuck around.